Hello, everybody. My name is Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP, and I'm here today with Omar Choudhry from Microsoft. Omar, introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
Hey Rick, thanks for having me. So my name is Omar Choudhry, and I am the group product manager for a product called Supply Chain Insights that's in public preview. So something that we're really excited about, and it's it's a product that's hopefully going to help all of our customers build resilient supply chains.
Omar, you've got a great history with Dynamics. Tell us a little bit about what you've done at Microsoft with Dynamics over your career.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. So I actually came in originally as a consultant, and I was leading the supply chain and manufacturing kind of work streams, doing implementations around the country, and then I joined the solution architecture group within the product team, and so I had a lot of fun experiences there. And when I was there, we were actually we got to a point where we were taking the Dynamics community from the on-prem world to the cloud world. And that huge transition was something that I was fortunate enough to lead up some programs that were there to help ISVs make that transition, because we couldn't do it alone. We needed the ISVs to come with us. And so that was kind of what got me into the Dynamics ISV space. And from there, we many of the ISVs, we worked closely with them to get them into, create a program, create a marketplace, create checks and tools and things to help them build those cloud applications and then get them into the app source, and it really drive their success, because we found that our ISVs being successful meant that we would end up being successful.
And I know we talked earlier about, this ISV growth and really the need for ISVs to be able to go into supply chain, to be able to go into retail, to be able to go into manufacturing and actually build out solutions to really move these digital transformations forward much more quickly.
Yeah. And we're seeing the nature of our ISVs and what we need from the ISVs even change. So traditionally, it was very much the ISV came in, they brought in feature functionality, and that was great. And then they also got into kind of the reporting and analytics space, and then the AI space. And now, even with the product that we've just launched, Supply Chain Insights, we're actually asking for now ISVs who are maybe data providers to come in and give us data signals. So, it's such a growing and dynamic space, and Dynamics itself is such a awesome place to be, and so much growth around it, and growth in many different areas in the AI space, ML space, and even the data analytics. So we're really excited.
So let's talk a little bit about the Insight product from Microsoft in general, and then let's drill into supply chain.
Yeah. So the Insight product is really kind of born out of all of these like disruptions that have been happening in our supply chain. It's been the port blockage and Texas freezing over, and flooding in Germany. So all of these disruptions really, we found very quickly that we had awesome process applications, ERP cloud applications, but they weren't helping us be predictive in and helping us manage some of these disruptions or getting ahead of them. And so what we really wanted to do was build an application that could work with any number of different ERP systems, bring in your data, and us take that data and basically give you insights into your supply chain, and not just your tier one, your tier two, your tier three. Be able to get predictive about port disruptions, natural disasters, all of these type of things. And then what do you do? And who do you collaborate with afterwards?
So, when we look at supply chains, a big market. So where does Microsoft want to go within that supply chain market?
Yeah, so Microsoft has a lot of composable apps that, and then also we have of course, our Dynamics SCM product, and a lot of composable apps that can help you solve certain problems within supply chain. Where we see Supply Chain Insights is really going across the board as a horizontal and touching all of your systems. So whether it's your TMS, your warehouse management system, your ERPs, we really want, and even your CRM systems, we really want all of them to be able to bring data in here so that we can then give you, because we can give you insights, because your supply chain doesn't just end with the suppliers. It really goes from suppliers all the way to the door of the customer. And so being able to have that full visibility and being able to have those touch points with all of these systems, I think that's the beauty about supply chain insights and why I love working on it so much. But then we do have all of the other composable apps that kind of help fit into place. And then we depend on the ISVs really to help solve a lot of the other problems where we're not there.
So a couple of weeks ago, I was reading an article that talked about data as being data is the new oil, right? And it's really important. And I think traditionally, our partners didn't pay enough attention to data, right? And I think we're seeing a big opportunity in data in general for our partners, not only consolidating data for customers, but consolidating, bringing in data sources and making that data usable, because that's where the big ROI is going to come from.
Well, Rick, I'm so glad you mentioned this. I mean, this is really also kind of where our thought process is. And so, the way that we are even thinking about this application is really around a digital twin. And a lot of people use the term digital twin to like represent nodes in a graph, but we really think of it as a digital twin of your data. And we bring all sorts of data, whether it's your internal data from those systems that we talked about, data from our partners, whether it's companies like Swiss Re or other data providers like Bing, and actually ISVs who've come to us and said, hey, we can provide you with risk data because we've been collecting it or we've been doing these type of things. And we take those two data sets and then combine them with data from your partners to create almost a full digital twin view of your supply chain, so that you can ask any questions, and with these three sets of data, you can basically get an answer to what's going on in your supply chain. So data for us, especially in this type of space, has been so it's become really big. Yeah.
And from a partner perspective, this is going to, we use the term stickier, right? It's going to embed you in your customer even further when you're bringing this kind of value, because it's not just about building the system and building the processes. It's actually being able to read those processes, read that data to help them predict their business.
Yeah. It's the stickiness is, it's constant, because you're constantly having to build more data, refine your models, and then continuously provide value to your customers. So I think that this is a space that a lot of our partners are going to look at what they have, not just from a feature functionality, but also over the years what they've accrued from a data set standpoint, and see how they can then monetize that and be able to drive value for customers. So yeah.
Okay. So Omar, when is the, I don't know if you can talk about this yet, but when is the release of your product? And if I'm a partner, and I'm working in supply chain, how do I get involved helping you develop this?
Yeah. So the tentative date that we are kind of gearing towards is the October timeframe. And if you're a partner, then definitely come onto our webpage. We have a supply chain insights webpage, Microsoft.com. Sign up over there. We're creating a community. We've gotten some partners already into the application. And we've already started talking to some of our ISVs about ways that they can start thinking about industry verticals. So as we go and build the extensibility story around this application, we really want our ISVs to start thinking, how can we kind of fill a lot of the, you could say, the gap. So we are kind of building a horizontal solution. There's definitely opportunities in the pharma, in the healthcare, in the different sectors, where we could build maybe flavors of this application and even bring data signals or risk signals regarding those applications. So
I'll put that URL in the show notes. And Omar, I want to thank you for your time today. This has been outstanding. And I'm going to come back to you probably closer to your release date to talk more about your product.
Awesome. Thanks, Rick. Thanks for having me again. It's great talking.
Okay, thanks. Bye for now.
Bye.